Vibe Show 97.9. Welcome everybody. Man, we've been off the scene for a little minute. But guess what? Every time we come back exclusive. And tonight, we definitely got a treat for y'all tonight. So y'all make sure y'all keep it locked.
Let's go! Let's go! New shit. Hey, yo, Bert. Hey, talk to him. Yeah, now tell me shit I feel so wrong for things I'm setting aside.
Vibe Show 97.9. I'm your host, K.O. the Don, and we are back for yet another exclusive. And tonight, we have a special guest joining us on the show tonight. I'm so excited about this guest right here. This queen is really doing some amazing things. I'm telling you. I'm talking about Astro pop and soul singer, rock songwriter. Let's make sure we get this thing right here now. Rock songwriter, trippy vocalist, and I want to definitely ask her about the trippy vocalist thing. First time I've heard of that. Maybe I've been sleeping under a rock, but I'm talking about the one and only Nitro Nitra.
Hello. What's up, K-Pop?
What's up? What's going down? How you feeling, Queen?
I'm amazing, man. Life's great. Life is amazing. It's unfolding.
Well, I tell you what, you know what I mean? It is definitely we've been anticipating this. You know, all the listeners been anticipating this, all the viewers been anticipating this on right now. And
Hello.
So from me and the Vibe team, we just want to say thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
Absolutely. Shout out to the early guests checking in. Our friends, Mr. Lawton TV. Shout out to Mr. Lawton TV. Shout out to Vibe Show Casper, and shout out to my guy, the one and only Roman Stewart, Buddy the Barber in the building, showing love. He say, "Hey, Nitro."
Hey, what's up?
All right. So now you from Philly. How dope is that? I'm talking about now. That is really, really royal soul right there.
Right.
So many different amazing entertainers that's from there that has blessed us over the
Yeah.
years, and you're from there. So I would like to start there with what was that whole experience like? You know, growing up in Philly.
Well, let me say I'm actually from Delaware. So that's down the
Really?
street from Philly. Yes. So I'm like in this like notch in the cut, right? So when I was young, I would sneak up to Philly, go to
Uh-oh.
all the shows, go to all the festivals because it's right up the street, right?
Right.
So when I turned about 18, then I had officially moved to Philly. But just let me say, I'm from Delaware. I
Okay.
like to rap Delaware.
Delaware in the building. Now, do we have any major people that's stapled from Delaware that you know of, or what?
Actors, actors, but there's a lot of jazz musicians as of right now, and then of course yours truly.
Up there, exactly, exactly.
Diamond in the rough, homie.
Right. So now, in the midst of sneaking up
Uh-huh.
to Philly,
Yes.
sneaking off, going up there to Philly or whatever, experiencing all of those joys of music and all of that. Has music always been a staple in your life, a passion?
Absolutely. I can just remember just being little and always singing. And my mom's like, shut up. So I would go in the bathroom, sing to myself all day, every day.
Right.
And my mom was like really strict. So like if I wasn't sneaking outside, I was in the house. But guess what? I was in the house with my radio, with
Right.
my pen, learning every song, imitating every singer. So, you know, as you evolve, then you come to find out that that was all necessary. Everything that you went through and why you went through it was like necessary for what you need to do here, who you need to become. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Now, growing up in a strict household like
Mhm.
that, just fast forward and how does your parents feel about you evolving into Nitro?
Mom is super pumped. You know what I'm saying? Like she is so supportive. My whole family. I come from a huge family, and everybody is so supportive. And just really rooting. And I think that what I've been able to see is that as you grow and evolve, and as I have done, I have changed. So therefore, everybody else around me has changed.
Mm,
So when I used to live like a very low vibrational life of negativity, guess what? There was a whole bunch of negativity in my atmosphere, right? But as I grew, changed myself and evolved, worked on myself, then my family, they evolved, right? So as I
mhm.
became love, so did everybody else. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And that's kind of how it works.
Definitely. I totally agree with you with that. Now, when we talk about, um because your bio is interesting, and
Mhm.
it did mention for a long period of time, you felt or were in mental bondage, and
Yeah.
I would like to touch on that a little bit, because so many different people suffer from mental depression. They go through different things from a mental
Yeah.
aspect or whatever. I would like to talk about, you going through that part of
Yeah.
your life, and how you broke free from that.
Yeah. So I would say for plus 20 years, I had a substance abuse problem. So it started out as fun, this feels good. And then it had evolved into a full blown addiction. So I
Really?
went from one addiction, started out with ecstasy and evolved to other drugs. But then after that was like, okay, I don't want to do these other drugs, so I'm just going to do pills. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
Because
right,
pills, that's a prescription.
right,
So that must be okay.
right.
So then it got to a point where I needed a pill to smile. I needed a pill to get up. I needed a pill to have sex. I just needed a pill for every single thing that I had to do. And and it's like the pill gave me that sense of being Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like being Nitro, because without the pill, my whole being was covered in low self-esteem, fear. You know what I'm saying? Like all these negative, low vibrational emotions and
Mhm.
attachments that I have been carrying, you know what I'm saying? And
Right,
like, and it's really from running from yourself and repressing emotions and like not dealing with trauma or whatever, just like running from yourself.
right.
And it's like from all the programming and conditioning, and when you just realize, dang, like, who am I right now? Because I'm not doing anything that I want to do. I'm doing, I guess, what people say that I should be doing, like getting a job and being in a relationship. Like, I was in a 15-year relationship and I wasn't
Really?
happy, but yes, I just stayed there. Why? Because I had told this person that I would be there forever. So there's like all this stuff that I was just like attached to, but at the very core, I didn't want to do any of it, right?
Right, right.
So 2019 is when I like felt something like pulling me, urging me, right? So I went to sleep and I had this dream. And there was this being like staying on the watchtower and she's looking at me, right? And I could just feel like she was telling me, it's time. Like, you do what you came here to do. It's time. So the dream, I'm like, okay. So I wake up, and then after that dream, a whole bunch of things started happening. Like I started saying 11, 11, 4, 4, 4.
Wow.
I just knew that I needed to like change. Like all these synchronicities kept happening.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So guess what? Left the boyfriend, found the courage to leave that, went back home, worked on myself, actually listened to healing frequencies, started to reprogram my subconscious mind because it's all about reprogramming this. Because my life was like crazy and I knew that it had nothing to do with anything going outside of me. It
Right.
has to be me, right? So as I begin to change and evolve and break free from all the conditioning and like really start to shed all the things that I was holding and like really start to look within, like, what am I not looking at? What fear am I carrying? Why am I scared of this? Why am I not confident? Why do I feel like I need a pill? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just started like doing that. And then I said, okay, I am going to create my reality. I am going to start to claim who I want to be and like not look at it like this is what I want, but really saying I am that. I am that. I am that. I am this. I am that. And guess what? As you're moving through vibration and frequency and you're raising and I'm stepping into that next version of myself, all that lower vibrational stuff is starting to fall away.
Right.
And it's not just falling away, like I am like looking at it like, okay, I know why I went through that. I acknowledged it and then I let it go.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because start to let stuff go, that's when you can fly. That's when you come into your like true self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like just living from who you are at your core and not bounded by what other people think, not bounded by what you should be doing. Like do what you want to do. Like follow your joy, you know, and the bliss.
Right. I definitely love that. I think that, I think that it kind of it goes back to our core, which is our foundation, the way that we grew up and the way that's installed into us,
Right.
our parents and then their parents before them, because, the
Right.
generation change and
Right.
time changes, things
Yeah.
change, the world changes.
Right.
So, making that conscious decision and going through, I think the best tool that happened with you was, going through those experiences. Now you can
Absolutely.
actually share that testimony from a realistic reality place, and
Absolutely.
it's felt more because I feel that, because I think that we've all went through
Yeah.
those stages, in our adolescent years or whatever,
Yeah.
experimenting with different things or whatever.
Right.
Like you said, a lot of us, I experiment certain things or whatever, but you came into that phase, from what I'm gathering, came into that phase already in a vulnerable state, to where the point
Right.
where you kind of fell victim to that need of feeling you need that validation from the pill.
Right.
I get that. I get that.
Right.
And I commend you for
Absolutely.
being able to come into your own and break out of that, because now you are
Yes.
blossoming and touching people and sharing your testimony. Man, shout out to you for that right there.
Yes. And it's like now that I look back at my life, it's like you are literally trapped in time. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
people don't even understand how much you are like trapped in time by just not really dealing with things. So
Mm-hmm.
like those types of experiences trap you, right? So like I was in over 100 rehabs, detoxes, psych
Really?
wards, like yes.
Wow.
this was my life. Like I was in a loop. I was in a loop. And when you start to come out of that loop and you're like, oh my God, like this was my life because I wasn't dealing with anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was literally trapped in a loop. But when you start to come out of that loop and you start to really deal with things, work on yourself, vibe, grow, then you're like, wait a minute.
Right. Right.
You are literally trapped in your fear, trapped in the emotions that you're not dealing with. Trapped.
Right. Right.
You know
Is
what I'm
it
saying?
safe?
Like that's why it's a mental prison, you know?
Right. Is it say okay, so this is interesting. So now
Mhm.
at what point of coming out of that dark place
Yeah.
would you say that music begin to become the healing for you? Because I feel like your music, just listening to your music and really
Mhm.
vibing out to it, zoning out to
Yeah.
it, it's a form of spiritual mental healing within your music and the way that you translate it to the fans. At
Mhm.
what stage would you say that you got into that aspect of it?
So I would always sing, right? And I always had this passion for music. So I would say around 2018 when I felt this massive change going on and internally, um, I I began to, like really peep my reality. And then 2019 is like when I begin to like walk away from the life that I knew. And
Right.
in doing so, like as I said, as my higher self said to myself, everything that you've ever wanted is on the other side of this, right? So I
Right.
always wanted to be a singer, period, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So as I stepped out of that, I'm not a singer, and then I begin to claim I am a singer, and then really just going to open mics, like, you know what I'm saying? Just focused on my dream, working on my dream. And in the process of me leaving the ex and the old life and the old ways of being, then I met this divine counterpart.
Mm.
Little did I know that this counterpart, who is like the other half of your soul, like literally you in a mirror, little did I know that this person came so that I can see a mirror and that we can trigger each other. Because when you trigger each other, then you can spark this like healing, right?
Hmm.
So my divine counterpart and I met, and he triggered me like no one else triggered me. I'm like, G man, what's happening?
Right. Right.
Yo, let me tell you, so triggered. But now I know that I was triggered because of the simple fact that he is bringing up all these insecurities, all these fears, all these things in me that need to go.
Hmm.
Right. But like your counterpart, they're the only one that can trigger you in that way so that you can see, oh, this is what I need to work on. So me and the counterpart split so that he can heal, I can heal, and we can become whole. So in that process, your heart chakra opens up so big and you feel all this unconditional love that you've never felt in your life, but you aren't with the physical person. What do you do with that?
Right. That's
I'm an
deep.
artist.
Right.
I'm gonna write this whole thing down, right?
Right.
So the this first album that I just dropped, it's like more of a statement album just so I could create this movie that I created. And it will show you how, like, first I was focused on the outer person, which is called like the dark side of the moon, right? And I'm feeling all of this type of rejection. I'm like, oh my God, like what is happening? And then it shows like the transformation from like focusing on the external to like realizing this is all about me. This has nothing to even do with him. Like he was just the uh carrot on the string. per se. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like
right,
just
right.
the catalyst, right? But it's not about him because this is about me healing myself, me becoming whole, and me understanding that I don't need anything externally to make me feel better. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? So
right.
like from the first to the last song, you can see like the whole transformation of the soul, right? Going from the external to the internal, realizing from it's about him, nah, it's not about anybody else. There's no blame. To nah, this is about me working on myself. And I
Mhm.
created this whole album.
And I must say, it amazing. The songs that I've been on,
Yeah.
it's just, it's so different. And now being able to connect it with what you're telling me right now makes so much sense, because you can just tell how released you are and how happy you are. You can just kind of see that glow and that shine, because it's a different vibration. It's different. And
Yeah.
you can genuinely tell when people, on that type of energy right there, and that do come from past experiences, going through things,
Right.
finding yourself and loving who you are, and
Yes.
embracing the person that you are, that God made you to be, your flaws, the things that you're good at.
Right.
I love that, Nitro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Straight up facing your demon,
Yeah,
Joe. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like not giving them that much power to like run your life anymore. Like straight facing your demons, but guess what? Loving them.
yeah.
Loving them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they want is like integration, yo. You gotta like face the skeletons in your closet. And then once you do that, then you're set free from them because they can't boggle you down anymore, you know?
Right, right. Now, comparing, if we all have people that we're influenced by, and
Yeah,
you've been compared to some of the greats, Tina Turner, your Diana Ross's, Erica
yeah,
Badu, Amy Winehouse. Are these
yeah.
some of your personal musical influences?
Absolutely. But my number one, hands down, is Sam Cooke.
Oh my God.
Favorite artist ever. Like I you know what I mean? Like Sam. It's like
Yeah,
Sam, just very like soulful. So like I'm a soulful singer, but I love to rock out. So like this first album just really encompassed all genres, but like I'm gonna rock it out on the next album. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's what I do. So like number one, Sam, absolutely. But yeah, Amy Winehouse, Adele, Diana, Erica, everybody. Because I told you, as a child, I was in the room all day, every day, listening to music.
Right. And
You know what I'm saying?
you could
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
when it
So
comes
like
to
that's
style.
why, huh?
When it comes to style,
Right.
you got your own.
Right. And like that's why I call myself a trippy vocalist because you
Ah,
don't know
I asked
if
you
like
about
because
that.
I'm like taking you on a trip. So it's not I don't know if I'm rocking out with some strong Tina or if I'm real mellow like Diana. You know what I'm saying? It's just on a trip because you just never know. It's just all about the vibe and like what my soul wants to express at that point in time.
Right. Now, in this in the business, is that your overall approach with it, or whatever, with having that control and not being swayed in a direction that, in a controlled direction that they feel that you should be in,
Yeah.
because you know how, it's different being in this industry, uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially when you're connected to, the bigger platforms. um, is that the overall vision for you, like, maybe staying on the independent route? I feel like you need to, in a way,
Mhm.
be connected to the machine in a way, but
Mhm.
I think with having the knowledge and being going through some of the things that you've went through, or whatever,
Yeah.
I think that, the situation or the opportunity or the deal or whatever could be more controlled and more in your
Hey,
favor. What do you think about that?
I mean, at at this point, I know that I'm being guided by forces that are unknown that I can't see, right? So
Mhm.
I'm staying in the mystery because I just know that I got to be the best, like strive to be the best version of myself, right? And then in like doing that and just staying in the flow, people, places, things, opportunities just flow to me. You know what I'm saying? So like with that being said, like the law of attraction is like it's just doing what it does. So I just know that I got to stay grounded. I have to stay centered. That's my thing. I just need to stay centered. And like at the end of the day, like things that come from your soul are just way too big to be boxed. So I can't be like boxed. I'm going to just do me and watch it unfold. Because at the end of the day, I know that I'm playing this Matrix game. This is a game.
That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just a game, and it's all about garnering the knowledge and knowing. Because when you know, you can't really be played when you know.
Well,
You know what I
no.
mean?
When you know, you don't have to settle. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Okay, cool. You don't have to settle
Right.
when you know. It's all good. Either way, you know that it's all good.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Right. With
So
creating the creating process,
yeah.
what's a session like? What's the creative process, which is one of the fan questions? What's like your creative process when you're in the studio with
Mhm.
Nitro? You know what I mean? Like, what's the experience like?
Um, so for the most part, it is always me and my partner. His name is Jimmy Church, and he has the guitar and he's just grooving. So, for example, we were in a rehearsal yesterday and he's playing a riff, right? But in my logical mind, I'm just trying to like work on what I said that I was going to work on. But
Right.
he's playing this riff, right? And I'm like, okay, da-da-da. So I start singing a song, right? So I just start singing the melody. So he's like, okay, no, 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 wait. This is what we got. So let's just stay on it, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to record it, but we gotta stay focused. He was like, no, trust me. So I recorded it, right? But now, mind you, I'm still trying to use my logical mind and like stay focused. So I recorded it, looked down at the time, and the time said 333. So when I see synchronicities, I know that I'm being told, work on this song right now.
Absolutely.
Cool. So we created this magical song. You know what I'm saying? So you just kind of
Wow.
like stay in the flow and like don't try to limit the creative process. So when I'm in it, then I am in it. So like after like seeing that sign, because like I get stubborn too, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I was trying to do my own thing, but nah, like you gotta just stay in the flow, you know? So the whole creative process, like that's the best part. And what's even better than that is creating those videos. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like magical and you don't know how things are going to come out. So it's better if you like don't have a mindset on, okay, it's going to go like this. Because when you just free yourself up, then you open yourself up to the possibilities. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And
So,
that's the most creative. I think
uh,
the most masterpieces are created from a space like that. You know, because I can see it.
absolutely.
Music is it's a flowing energy
Right. Right.
it's really not supposed to be contained or
No,
confined in a jar. You
no,
know what I mean? Like
no.
it's supposed to flow and touch people
Yeah.
in order to create those type of pieces like that. It has
Yes.
to come from a place like that.
And when you try to contain it, it's not going to let you. Like things will like not work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would
Right.
just happen. So where, nah, this is what you got to do. Like you got to focus in, and it's
Mhm.
beautiful because when you really know. that you're creating and you begin to trust. For example, the gentleman who did my video. So I purely had a thought. Okay, two of the girls in the video, one's name was B, one's name was G. I had a thought. Okay, that would be so cool if he cut to G on when I sing G in the song and when he cut to B when I sing B in the song.
Right.
I only had a thought. Okay, this man doesn't know their names.
Right.
So he sends me the draft of the video, not knowing their names. Guess what? He cut to B when I sing B. He cut to G when I said G.
Are you
So
serious?
I'm so serious. So it's like you literally have to trust, yo. Straight trust that
Right.
you are creating this.
That's dope. That's dope. Because I was gonna ask you about your visuals because
Uh-huh.
they do feel and look to me like movies.
Mm.
And they come from to me a realistic place.
Yeah.
A place of experience. You know,
Yes.
do when creating the visual pieces,
Mm.
does it ever take you back to a place that you've once been in?
Yes. Yes. Now that I know um who I am and what my mission here is. Now I know that I was collecting data in the
Mhm.
dark places that I was in. And let me tell you, I was in some dark places. So I was collecting data and I'm glad that I was there because it's like I have all of that dark emotion to like bring bring and like put some love into it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I have experienced so much, and it's so much passion. It's like just so much that I can now bring it into my music because I know what it feels like to be in a dark place. I know what it feels like to believe that you have no one. I know what it feels like to like want to die. Like I know all that stuff, right? So it's all experience from and it's all me collecting data for what I have to do. And
Mhm.
like the fact that I can like put that into the creative process makes it you even more just like passionate and like you can just feel it more from the dark depths of my soul per se, you know?
Right, right. I mean, I can definitely agree with that because the music made me feel that way, and I was
Mm,
like, man, to where I wanted to listen to it again and again and again because
yeah.
I feel like I was getting different things from it. It made me
Yeah.
feel different ways, which is why I love your music and your
Yeah.
overall style. I feel like it's not a style that's in a box. I feel like your style is like this question mark, like you never know what you're going to get, and I think that that's so dope. Um,
I love that you said that.
it's just I've been on it. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
I'm just intrigued by the whole because like everybody we're living in such a controlled world in a way to the point to where they're it's controlled a certain type of way and they try to
Mhm.
put everybody on the same wave, so when something comes along that's different, it
Right.
automatically just hits you different,
Right. Right.
automatically have you feeling a different type of way, and that's what
Absolutely.
I was intrigued by with you and your brand, your music, and your whole overall style. Then I started to tap into like this other realm at going through. If anybody, ever go on your page, it's like
Mm.
a journey. You know,
Mm.
you go down and once you get beyond the beauty and the photo shoot pictures and all that stuff, but you actually show a lot of different things from an
Mm.
artistic space. And
Yeah.
when you show things from an artistic space, it's usually coming from a reality space, and that
Yeah.
I felt connected, that I wanted to know more. I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to have you on the show. I wanted the music.
Yeah.
It's like a drawing you in type of thing, because it's different from the norm.
Yes.
The typical artist, the typical, ass out, this, that, and
Yeah.
the other, blase, we got a trillion of those, but it's those
Yeah.
that's just different, that
Yeah.
and then the artists that you name, that some of the influences, it connects, because all of those
Yeah.
artists are like that. They come from
Right.
that space. So I think
Right.
it's dope. I think it's dope, Nitro. Seriously.
And honor that you said that. And you know what? That comes from shedding. You know what I'm saying? Like shedding that false self.
Yeah.
Because if I would have made it in my singing career 10 years ago, I too would have been just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because I didn't know who I was really, like really was, you know what I'm saying? Or am. So that really comes with shedding. And I think that it also comes with, have you been through some shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I can say that I have. So, it's just so beautiful to like see it coming full circle, because at the end of the day, like I was just telling my friend, if there's two men walking down the street, right? There's one man walking and he trips, right? He gets back up and he walks, right?
Right.
That's the first man. Second man, he's walking, he trips. Not only does he trips, he's rolling down the hill, he's going in a hospital bed. Guess what? He got hit by a car, so he got paralyzed. So now he had to go to rehab so that he can walk again. And now he is walking. So let me tell you the difference between those two men. Man one will not ever be able to understand the gratitude that man two feels for walking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a capacity to feel so much love, so much gratitude, my capacity is great because of everything that I've experienced on the other plane. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it was necessary to be able to rise up to that frequency and like really feel the gratitude and the love that I actually feel, and then be able to express that. You know what I'm saying? So like part of my mission is when I go on tour, guess what? I'll be stopping in a rehab telling my story. So it's not just about music for me. It is about telling the whole story, being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the freedom that comes with not being afraid to be vulnerable is immense.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely agree with you on that. As a woman in this male dominated industry, can we talk about what's been, that you could talk about has been been the hardest challenge for you thus far?
It's been my challenge. I would just say that a challenge is in the process when people have and it's not even really a challenge because it's an opportunity for growth, but you are able to see how much you believe in yourself, because if someone says something negative about you, right? Does that deter you from your own goal?
Right.
Does that diminish how you feel about yourself? So it's not a challenge as in something bad, but no, it's an opportunity for growth, because each time that I'm triggered, challenged, then guess where I look? Within, because I need to say, is there anything like in me that's getting irritated or annoyed? Because if there is, then guess what? That's something that I need to take a look at because I want to accomplish self mastery, meaning it doesn't matter what's going on the outside. I just need to be cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm good regardless of my circumstances. So for me, it's like any challenge is an opportunity for growth.
I
Period.
love that.
So that's
I love the way you broke that down. That's so dope. Like literally, I love,
seriously,
I love that. Let me ask you. Well, you know
seriously.
what? Let's get some shout outs to your loved ones. Give them their flowers. Loved ones. Anybody, your staff, your crew, fans.
Absolutely.
Let's give some shout outs.
Shout out to my grandmom. Grandmom, absolutely love you. Fanny, my mom, my whole family. Thanks for coming out and supporting my show. Also, want to give a shout out to my manager, Kenneth Hawks, White Lion Audio, the label that I'm on, and the whole band. My band, we're like about to rehearse now, about to get ready for these shows coming up, so just everybody who I didn't say, but everybody. And thank you guys for listening.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Now let's. I want to talk about the single.
yeah.
Coco Soul. It's
Hmm.
an amazing song. Doing really well. And being received really well. Um,
Yes.
let's talk about the overall concept with that.
Um,
That's
as
also
in
featuring
as in the inspiration.
Al Wazzer, right?
Yeah. So, Al Wazzer, he is a Grammy winner, and he heard the song and he absolutely loved it. And he said, "Hey, um, let's take Coco Soul and spoof it up a little bit." So he produced the single and it's absolutely doing well and it has just a different vibe to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
love it.
Coco Soul, again, it's about my divine counterpart. And because when I met him, he was asleep at the time.
Hmm.
He is asleep. So to me, it is coming off that he's a cold soul because he doesn't have any feelings. You know what I'm saying? Just straight. But I now know that that was all written and it had to be that way. So Al heard the song and we did that. And now we are doing this cold soul challenge, everybody.
Yes, we
This
got. I got to talk
cold
about that.
soul
So
challenge.
tell me
So
about it. Tell me about the challenge. What's
yes,
the challenge?
yes. So there's three prizes. So first prize, you get $500 and you get to be in my next video. Second prize,
Wow.
$250. Third prize is $100. So what I need is people to download the song Cold Soul featuring Al Wazzer and then dance to it, sing to it. It really don't matter. Just make it fun and then post it to your socials so that I can see it because I'm checking these hashtags. All the rules are on my website, www.nitronitra.com. Because listen, so fun. So like I've been getting entries every single day, and it's just exciting to like see people vibing to this song. And again, it's different. My music's different. So I pride myself on like being different and not like other people. So yeah.
Right. And let's touch on the tour because you're going on tour too. You got some dates and let's talk about that. How did the tour come about?
So everything has been done through White Lion and my manager, Kenneth Hawk. So he is setting everything up. We also have a partnership with Indie On Air. So, just again, people, places, things, everything's just coming together. So it's just a matter of like watching everything unfold. So we're going to
Right.
Atlantic City, New York, Chicago, South Carolina. Like it's happening. That's all I
Yeah.
know.
Y'all doing pre-sales on the tickets already, and people can actually
Go to the website.
log on for dates to check the dates
Hmm.
and for ticket purchases. You guys log on to www.nitronitra.com Y'all can go on the website and you guys could actually look at everything that she has to offer on there, and you
Yes.
can also get your pre-sale tickets as well for these amazing shows.
And you can click on for the challenge, and it's Nitro Nitra, Nitro Nitra,
On there,
Nitro
Nitro
Nitra.
Nitra. And I'm saying it wrong now. Nitro Nitra. My crazy self. You guys make sure that y'all log on to the website, www.nitronitra.com, and
Yes.
get your pre-sale tickets, and y'all make sure that y'all save those dates so you can know she's coming to a city near you.
Yeah.
Also, now we got the challenge going on. You guys make sure that you go and follow Nitro Nitra at
Yes.
Instagram at Nitro Nitra.
So Nitra.
It's so simple for everybody, y'all. So nobody has no excuses. She don't have a complicated handle at all.
Facebook, Nitro Nitra, TikTok, it's Nitro Nitra. So you can just always find it.
What can we look forward to? I know we got the tour coming up. What else can we look forward to that's in the works?
So I'm working on my next project, which I said is more of what it is that I do. So it's like soul, rock, like blues all combined. Like think like Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana vibe.
Right.
Prince, when doves cry vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So again, those are songs that you really can't put in a box of
No,
a particular genre. So I'm working on this next project that like this first project was like more about the relationship and the counterpart and the spiritual journey, but like this next project are like songs that I've had written for like years, and they're finally coming out, and I'm working on it now. So it's like I'm going even deeper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, like I'm excited. Like I'm just watching life unfold, and when I tell you, it's just been dang. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta learn how to like be still and be patient and trust. Like you got to learn how to trust. But in this whole journey, like you learn so much about yourself, right? But the way to do that is to detach from everybody else.
Absolutely.
Like literally, like the way to like transform is like to detach from the masses. Seriously, like I spent maybe about 2 years straight focused, like was like, you know what, I'm not talking to nobody. I would talk every now and then, but I'm like, nah, I gotta work on my consciousness, right? So if I've always been living in lack, guess what, I don't want to keep hanging around and having those conversations about lack, right? You know what I'm saying? So guess what, the only way to do that is to detach and start working on your wealth consciousness.
Absolutely.
Like you gotta detach, like straight up.
Right. Listen, and before we get out of here, I know, is it anything that for anybody that's in a dark place right now, that may be struggling with any type of depressions or pill pressures or anything? Is it any words of encouragement that you could share with them?
Yes, absolutely. I would say don't give up and know that you're not alone at all. I have this song called Running, and it's all about how I wanted to get out of my own skin. You know what I'm saying? Like how I really just wanted to like leave the earth, really. So I would just say don't give up. And like although you feel alone, it's a whole bunch of people going through what you are going through, and you don't have to suffer in silence. I would also say this. Look up, YouTube is a great tool. Look up sound healing frequencies and begin to raise your vibration and begin to listen to these healing frequencies in your ear. Keep them in your ear all night. I would listen to frequencies all night. Like I would just let them play in my ear because because you have to understand this. The brain is a computer. So the programs that are running in your brain, that will be your reality, right? So if we work on the waves happening on a brain level and begin to change the programs, then you will see your life change. So when you listen to the frequency, they begin to raise up your brain waves, because we have been conditioned to lower our vibration, but now we want to raise it up. So when you begin to listen to these things, they will start to reprogram your subconscious mind, because that's where it is. So always remember, brain is a computer. Your reality is because you're running certain programs in your brain. So once you restructure and reprogram those programs, I'm trying to tell you, your whole life will change. I'm living proof. So keep going forward. You just got to break through. Know that it's only a season. But when you begin to work on yourself and go within, you're going to find out who you really are. And trust me, you are so much more than what you think.
Absolutely. Wow, man. I just love the way that you break it down, man. It's so receiving. Music out on all platforms. The full project is out on all platforms. You guys,
It's called.
make sure that you get connected. You guys go and get the project. And let's put the platforms out there.
Yes, it's on iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, any musical platform you can find it. The name of the album is called Unearth. You know what I'm saying? So digging up buried treasure, because we all got it. We all have a gold mine that we're sitting on, but the only way to get it is what? We got to dig for that jewel.
Right.
We're all sitting on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's called Unearth. I would love it if you checked it out. Thanks for coming in, Roman, Lisa, God, GS Music. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. And for me and the Vibe team, this has been a total experience, which I knew that it was going to be amazing and dope, because you're amazing and dope. I want to thank you. Thank you so much for this amazing experience. And one thing, once you come on the Vibe Show, you are part of this family now. So, whenever you got projects or whatever, you better put us on that media list and come back on here. Anytime you want to come back on here to promote, do anything that you need to do, just let us know. And you have a home here. Thank you so much again. And we wishing
Thank you, Vibe team, for having me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
We're wishing you more blessings and more success on your journey. Thank you so much.
I will see you.
Put the platforms out there one more time. The social platforms out there one more time.
Nitro Nitra, Instagram, TikTok. It's Nitro Nitra. Facebook, Nitro Nitra. YouTube, Nitro Nitra. Please subscribe to my channel.
Absolutely. And you guys make sure y'all get connected with that challenge. Go and follow her right now on Instagram, Nitro Nitra, and on all social media platforms. Y'all get connected. She got a major challenge going on right now. Yes. Make sure that y'all get connected. I love y'all. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. We are out of here.
Let's go. Let's go. New shit. Hey, yo, Bert. Hey, talk to him. Yeah. Now tell me, should I feel so wrong for things I'm setting